Hi guys, this is Mrs. Pickard. You will find this folder posted in Schoology, this file, sorry, not folder. And you need to go ahead and open up this folder and review it as soon as possible. Your statement of inquiry for the MYP Unit 1 project is perspective informs point of view and theme, affecting people, boundaries, exchange, and interaction. So this statement of inquiry is pretty complex, but you need to break down each word in the statement of inquiry to totally understand it. Perspective, point of view, theme, people, boundaries, exchange, and interaction. Once you have broken down each of these words and what they mean, you'll be able to put together a better idea of what the first part of this sentence means and what the second part means, and then how it combines together to show how all of these things affect all of these things. Your learning target is to demonstrate how an author's perspective and style is influenced by the events of their life. So with Edgar Allan Poe, you are showing how does Edgar Allan Poe's perspective and style influence, how is his perspective and style of his writing influenced by the events of his life. And then the MYP objectives, analyzing and organizing, that is essentially what you are being assessed on from the IB perspective, how well you analyze and organize your project. Your goal in an MYP project is always to prove that you understand the statement of inquiry. So your goal in this project is to examine the ways in which perspective informs point of view and theme affecting people, boundaries, exchange, and interaction. Your role for this project is that you are a local Poe expert. You have both researched his life for a new upcoming biography, and you've performed as a literary critic of his work. Your audience that you are presenting this project to is comprised of locals and tourists gathered for a theatrical Halloween presentation in honor of Edgar Allan Poe. The situation is that your work will be displayed or presented at the Poe House and Museum at 203 North Amity Street in Baltimore, Maryland, during the weeks of the yearly Halloween presentations. This is a real place, the Poe House and Museum in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's a museum about Edgar Allan Poe that is actually situated in the house where he lived in Baltimore. This event, these Halloween presentations, is also a real thing that happens at this museum. So when you're creating your project, I want you to think as if your project was going to be displayed at this event at his house. The product that you will be creating is either a visual representation, like a piece of artwork, or you will write a short story that addresses the overlap of Poe's life and his writing to be displayed and read aloud. Whether you choose to do the visual representation like a piece of art, or you choose to do the short story, either one must show how Poe's life influenced his writing. That is the main goal of this project, to show how Poe's life influenced his writing. The standards that your project must meet are the following. Like I said before, your project must show how Edgar Allan Poe's life influenced his writing. Your project also must show how something that we read directly relates to Poe's life. There are specifics here about the art piece or the short story. Keep in mind, if you choose to do the short story, it must be a minimum of 500 words. That may sound like a lot, but once you start typing, it's really not that many. So it must be a minimum of 500 words. Either way you choose, visual representation or short story, there must be evidence of a high quality presentation. Does it look nice? Is it something that you would be proud to have displayed? That means that this is not going to be something written quickly on notebook paper and we take a blurry picture of it. This needs to be something that we are proud of. The presentation looks quality, it relates to the time period, it relates to Poe's life, Poe's writing, and we would be proud to have it displayed at his museum during this Halloween event. There also must be evidence of a meaningful design. Every detail that you think of should be intentional and should relate to something about Edgar Allan Poe. The details should be carefully created to relate to him. If you choose specific colors, they should represent Edgar Allan Poe. If you choose specific dialogue, that should be related to some of his stories. Once you have completed your project, you must include a written justification. Your justification is essentially a paragraph in which you write to explain or justify your choices concerning the creation and design. So in case I can't really figure out how it relates to Poe's life, this is your chance to tell me, right? This is your chance to explain how everything you did relates directly to Poe's life and Poe's writing. Your justification should also show how your project demonstrates the statement of inquiry. So how does your project address perspective, point of view, theme, and interaction? Your justification should explicitly state these things as well as your explanation. Once you have done your project and your justification, I need for you to record a video of yourself presenting your project and reading your justification. This video will be uploaded to Schoology as your presentation component, okay? Again, you are going to create a project, write your justification, and record a video presenting it. You have all of class time today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Monday to work on this project. Please make sure that you are managing your time to the best of your abilities so that you are working productively at all times. This project must be turned in before class on Tuesday, October 27th. So that is exactly a week from today. Your project must be submitted before class, not during, okay? That way we have time to go through and analyze them on Tuesday. Again, please make sure that you look at this document. Please make sure that you understand elements of Edgar Allan Poe's life and that your project clearly shows how Edgar Allan Poe's life was, how his writing was influenced by the events of his life. I'm also going to include a documentary about Edgar Allan Poe on our Schoology site. It'll be a PBS documentary for you to view at your own convenience, and that should be helpful when you are working on your project. Okay? Thanks.